Hello, I am David Cade, the CEO of the American Health Law Association. Each year, the Board of Directors approves a slate of esteemed individuals selected by the Fellows Coordinating Council as AHLA Fellows. These longtime members have shown a commitment to the association through their participation as speakers, authors, mentors, and leaders. They are regarded as one of the top health law professionals in the legal community, and all have been actively participating in AHLA and the health law profession for 15 or more years. While the bios of these new fellows are posted on AHLA's website, it is just a snapshot of their many accomplishments. I want to give you a chance to hear from them personally and learn more about why they deserve the Fellows honor. The 2022 Fellows class includes 7 exceptional individuals. Today, I have the distinct honor to be speaking with Ken Marcus. Hi, Ken. How are you doing today?
Good morning, David. Thank you for the opportunity to chat with you.
Great. It's good to see you. So let's start. How does it feel to be an AHLA Fellow?
Well, I feel very good about it. I indicated in my application, which I was very grateful was accepted, that I was not an aspirant to high office or lofty leadership positions, but I did feel that over the years I had made quite a few contributions in the aggregate as a foot soldier, if you will, and it was very gratifying to receive recognition for a career's worth of activity.
And you've had a great career. And so before we talk about your great career, let's step back a little bit. Why did you go to law school, and why did you select health law as a career area?
Well, I had a few career false starts when I graduated college. At one point, I thought I wanted to have a career in medicine and pursued it briefly, but it was not for me. But I then became interested in healthcare delivery, and I went and got a master's in health administration at the University of Michigan and worked in the field for a few years. I worked in the development of HMOs when most people had never heard of HMOs, and we still had organized medicine condemning them as socialized medicine, communistic, etc. And I did that for a few years. And when the third project I worked on sort of hit a dead end, my spouse said, well, why don't you go back to law school? And since she was willing to pay the bills, I went back to law school and at Wayne State and got the law degree. And naturally, based on my prior experience in education, health law was a logical fit. And I joined the Honigman firm, which had at the time probably the preeminent health law practice, at least here in the state of Michigan. A long answer to your question.
No, indeed. And I guess, as they say, the rest is history.
Yeah.
And as we look then at where we are here, how has AHLA helped you remain connected with your health law colleagues?
Well, particularly, David, with the advent of the internet, which I guess goes back about 20 years to the late 90s, the AHLA educational information and formal and informal networking capabilities are awesome. And every day we get an update from AHLA on various events that occurred in the news. There are the communities that have been established, as you well know, the in-person meetings, the webinars, meeting people through AHLA activities and then collaborating with them on actual substantive legal matters over the years. So it's, I don't see how anyone could practice healthcare law in the United States and not at least be a member of AHLA, let's put it that way.
I appreciate that. And I obviously agree with you wholeheartedly. And if a new member, a new AHLA member, asked you how to get involved in the association, what would you tell them?
Well, it's very simple. I would suggest that if they want to get involved, that they volunteer. I don't think there's any lack on any day of the week of volunteer activities. They're not going to be asked to be president of the association 3 days after they joined, but there's every opportunity to author articles, either solo or in collaboration with others, to join practice groups. The practice group is probably the single best way to get involved, because presumably the other members of that practice group share the same substantive law interest and preferences. To attend meetings. We've been in this era where we've had Zoom meetings, but I think we'd all agree that that's a poor substitute for the in-person contact and the formal and informal communication. So in short, I think that anyone who wants to participate has an open path at AHLA to really get involved as much as they like.
I appreciate that, Ken. And as we look at your illustrious career, and I invite you to sort of think back. And so if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Well, if we're talking about my younger self, my advice would be to keep track of your goals and vigilantly pursue them, because I didn't do that all the time.
Good advice, though. Good advice. Now, again, as you think back over your career, what has been the accomplishment that you are most proud of, and why?
Well, I don't have, David, I don't have one single accomplishment that I can point to. I can't say I argued such and such case in front of the Supreme Court and won 9-0. I did file an amicus brief with the Supreme Court and lost 5-4. I would say that what gives me satisfaction is the entire body of work. I've been practicing for 38 years. I've had a good deal of experience, and I'm probably best known for representing hospitals before the Provider Reimbursement Review Board. By the same token, I've had a great deal of experience earlier in my career working on major hospital affiliation transactions, hospitals buying practices. I've given a good deal of advice on compliance, anti-kickback, Stark, False Claims Act. So I would characterize my entire career as if I'm going to be proud of anything, as my source of pride. I can't point to any one stupendous accomplishment.
It's just the body of work, Ken, that you have lifted up to be quite significant. Can you share what traits you feel are most important in being an effective health lawyer?
Well, the health lawyer who's practicing as I have practiced over the years needs to be comfortable in a wide variety of disciplines. You know, I observed very early in my career that if someone joined the firm's real estate practice, they would learn the ropes rather quickly. And compared to healthcare law, real estate law doesn't change all day, every day of the week. So the health lawyer really has to be comfortable jumping around into a very wide variety. If we simply look at the in-person programs that AHLA offers, and then if we look within each program, sessions A through ZZZ, no one can master all of that material, but the health lawyer really needs to be comfortable jumping around. And I think that the health lawyer also needs to be expert in advising health law clients. Again, if I'm a real estate attorney and my client owns shopping malls, my client pretty much knows everything about the shopping mall business. But if I'm advising a hospital manager who is suddenly told that they're going to be leasing space at a building to put some doctors in, they have no idea what the lease is for, what it's about. So you have to raise their consciousness to a great degree. And so I think an essential ingredient is to be able to explain to your clients what the issues are and propose resolutions. So those are two major traits that I think are needed.
Outstanding advice. It's outstanding advice. So as we end, let me offer you this question. As we strive for balance in our lives, which we may struggle to have on any given day, given the demands of the profession, what do you do for fun?
Not a lot. No, what do I do for fun? I read the New York Times every day now that it's online and do some of the puzzles. I have been a jazz fan for ever since I went to college, longer ago than I want to admit. I've told a number of people, and they are aware that I am what's referred to as a Yankee-holic. From April through October, my disposition every morning is based on how they did yesterday. By the way, they're playing Cleveland tonight in the postseason. In the more recent era, we have two grandsons in the area. We have grandchildren not in the area, but we spend a good deal of time in the 3 to 5 year old realm of life. I'm an avid reader. I will admit that most of what I read is bestseller type of fodder, Stephen King, etc. But now and then I will foray into something legitimate. I think in the last few months, I finally got around to reading A Farewell to Arms by Hemingway, and I read F. Scott Fitzgerald's other book, Tender is the Night, which I recommend, by the way, although it's a very strange trip.
Thank
I
you.
like movies. I like old movies on Turner Classic Network, and I have ample time every day to bicker with my wife of about 44 years.
Well, congratulations on that. Ken, it is my honor to again say hello to you and congratulations on being a fellow in the class of 2022.
And thank you very much, David. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Ken.